G'day everyone. Well, here we are with our copperhead in bird netting. Horrible stuff. When left just lying around in the garden, can cause really serious injuries. I'm really hopeful with this guy though. He actually crawled into the netting in the garden where I caught him, rather than being stuck in there for some time. My initial thoughts are that, because the wounds doesn't seem to be any serious sort of penetration wounds, but this is where it gets pretty precarious. So I've got to do things a bit slowly, and we'll try and cut him out bit by bit, because his head is sort of exposed, and I'm trying to obviously not get bitten. What it is, it's just bit by bit. It gets so tight on them because they struggle, which is what sort of any netting does. Even though that's what this netting is not meant for, it invariably has that effect. You can see there, he is just frightened for his life. He will absolutely bite. There's no doubt about it. Copperheads, I'm always banging on about how shy copperheads typically are. In this situation, there's absolutely no doubt this snake would bite, given the chance. So, because we're now getting to a point where it's not safe to do it without doing that. So we'll have a go and we'll see how we keep going, progressing. Okay guys, now, first and foremost, you do not ever try and do this yourself. Okay, this is dangerous on all levels, but probably the safest way to do this. And unfortunately, the only way. So we are going to try and just cut as much away as we can. The trick with this is obviously remembering, being a bit coordinated and remembering that I need to apply certain pressure with my left hand as well, not just my scissors hand. So I'll get some more up in here, and so this is on the sort of topic of bird netting. It's certainly something that is commonly used, and unfortunately some people do use it thinking that it's almost a trap or a deterrent for snakes. You could see if you were using it for that, you create an enormously dangerous situation. In this case, the bird netting was just some remnant stuff that was in the type of garden you really probably couldn't even see it. So the people were definitely not trying to deliberately catch snakes or anything like that. It was just hiding in a garden. Snake has just crawled into it mistakenly. But the trick with it is, there's a couple of things, is actually using your bird netting in the correct manner. So it's nice and taut. When it's not being used, put it away. Don't leave it lying on the ground, because it's pretty bad for not just snakes, all sorts of wildlife. Once wildlife's in it, it really can't get out. The other thing is, you can also, if you do need to protect particularly your fruit trees and stuff like that, there are new types of bird netting with much smaller holes, much smaller mesh type, that is a lot safer. We are not too far away here from being able to cut this guy away. What I would like to do is get rid of a huge portion of this. That's my son Marcus, his hand in there. He's He's only that extra set of hands. He's going to get his hands out of the way now, out of the hot zone. And get rid of that horrible stuff. And I'm not sure what you can and can't see on the camera. I'm really sorry. Priority is on me not getting bitten by this very, very scared animal. So we've got it almost free. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to get my son Max, who's just off camera, to get my hoop bag and get it ready, because I'm going to drop this guy straight back in a hoop bag once this is done. In the car, mate. Just the grab that out. And the trick, again, one of the tricks is from a safety perspective, just take your time. You know, one of those things, you get near the end, you get a bit excited. And the tendency, or the might be just to go, beauty, I'm near the end, and you get your hand too close to the bitey end. Now, I know I've got my left hand here really close to the bitey end, but my right hand's probably the one that's, if anything, at risk at the moment. If I happen to slip, use too much force, and my hand slips up to his mouth.
Exactly.
So Maxie, what you might have to do, mate, is grab the bag down here. Yeah, I'll pass it up. I'll pass it up. It's all right. I can do that by hand. I'll pass that bag. I'll get you to set the hoop bag back up right at a time where I'm getting a really good cramp in my left thumb. I just wish this guy knew that I meant it no harm. So it's effectively free from any of the potential cutting of the net now. There's no more tension on the body, and I think we're actually officially free. So a quick scan here. All right, you can see that thankfully it's only been a fairly short period of time this snake was entangled in the bird netting. So any damage here, you can see here on these ventral scales, is really only superficial, and it hasn't broken the skin. There's no bleeding. All right. And otherwise, the snake's actually in really, really good condition. This is a Lowland Copperhead from Cranbourne, and quite a fat little one. And hopefully, after we release it, it's going to be very happy and nowhere near a residential area again where there's bird netting. And as I say, it's pretty healthy because it's been a pretty good year for snakes. Lots of frogs, so it's pretty fat. So we'll get this guy in the bag and we'll see you upon release. All right, we're back, and here is the release of our little bird netting copperhead. Hopefully a happy ending, and we never have to bother him again, and he never runs into trouble again. There he goes. Look at that.